Is psychology. The word psychology can be divided by two: psycho and logos. Psycho means soul and logos means science. The father of psychology is Wilhelm Wundt from 1932 to 1920. Psychology is a science. John B. Watson defined psychology the scientific study of behavior and mental processes. This study study emotions, soul, and mind of the human being and animals. Psychology is a what are neurons? Neurons are the smallest unit of the nervous system, and we can find them here in the brain. We have millions of them in the brain, and here we have an example of a neuron. The neuron has some important parts. Here we have the nucleus and the soma, and we can see here some like branches. Those are called dendrites, and here we have the axon. The axon who is covered by the myelin sheath, which is like a liquid. And here we have one of the most important parts of the neuron. This is the axon terminal, who is connected with muscles from the whole body. Let's read here. Dendrites, it pick up incoming messages. The axon, it carries outgoing messages. The nerve are a group of axons that work together, and the myelin sheath covering found on some axons. And this is how it works. Here we have the brain. Inside the brain, we have a lot of neurons. The neurons here in the brain, we can find them. The brain controls the whole body, and it is connected with the spinal cord. Here we have the spinal cord. The spinal cord are connected with the muscles. In the muscle, we can find a lot of nerves that are connected. And then, if, for example, if we feel something in the skin, that information travel in the nerves and then get in the spinal cord. The spinal cord, because it is connected to the brain, it sends messages to the brain, and that's how we can feel. And that's why we can feel the things that are happening outside in the whole body. What the brain is and how it works. Here we have the brain. Inside the brain, we have a lot of neurons. That's why the brain controls the whole body, because it is connected to the whole body thanks to the spinal cord and the nerves. Here we have some parts of the brain. Here we have the frontal lobe. It helps us with movements, and it also helps us with the attentions and pay attention. And here we have the occipital lobe. It is in charge to receive or interpret visual information. The parietal lobe, it gets information or it receives information from what is happening to the whole body. And here we have the temporal lobe. It helps us to regulate hearing, balance, and equilibriums, and it also helps with certain emotions and also in motivations. And here we have the brain. It is divided in two. Here we have the left side, and here we have the right side. The right side is more creative, and the left side is it's a little bit more, well, it's more logical. Now let's talk about the peripheral nervous system, or PNS, it is divided in two. The somatic nervous system, and here we have an example. Everything that happened with these senses, the brain knows it because they are connected. If we touch something hot, there we have nerves in our hands and the whole body that are connected to the spinal cord, and then the spinal cord are connected to the brain. That's why we can, thanks to that, we can know what is happening to some parts of our body. And then we have the automatic nervous system. The automatic nervous system are about our organs. Our organs are connected to the brain too, thanks to the spinal cord. If something is happening in some organs, the brain knows it, and if something, there is an important things that we have to know, and it is that the organs works without our permission, because the brain is telling unconsciously that they have to work. So for example, the heart, we are not telling the heart to beat. The brain is automatically doing that by sending message to that organ. And the automatic nervous system, it's divided in two: the sympathetic division and parasympathetic division. The first one, here we have the first one. It prepares the body if we are in trouble or we are in emergency. The sympathetic division prepares the whole body in order to run or in order to do whatever it takes to maintaining the whole body safe. And then the second one, it calms and relaxes the body when something bad passes. What is synapse? First of all, we have to know that a synapse occurs or take part in the brain because it sends electrochemical impulses. And here we have the neuron. To make a synapse, we have to the brain has to use two neurons, and here we have a neuron. Here are the nucleus, the dendrites. Here we have the axon and the myelin shield. And at the end of the axon, we have the axon terminal. Here is where everything happens. Or the most important thing happens. The synapse happen. Here we have the messenger that the brain is sending. So in this space, this neuron number one send the messenger using neurotransmitters. Those neurotransmitters, we can find them in the food that we eat or in chemical substances. So, and neuron number two, using its dendrites, it receives the neurotransmitters. Here we can find some sacs. They classified the neurotransmitters they needed to a specific function. So for example, here we have serotonin. The neurotransmitter is going to travel here, and then the other neuron is going to receive, classifying them in these small sacs. And that is how a synapse occurs. Types of neurons. We have three types of neurons. The first one is sensory neurons, motor neurons, interneurons. Let's talk about sensory neurons. In the sensory neurons, carry messages from sense organs to the spinal cord or the brain. And here we have an example. Here we have the senses, and all the information from it goes to the brain thanks to the spinal cord. The motor neurons, these carry messages from the spinal cord or the brain to the muscles or glands of the whole body. And then the 31 interneurons, those are neurons that carry messages from one to another.